Hi everyone, it's the Sunday afternoon before the start of our first big tour in the motorhome. You know, the tour of Adelaide as we're calling it. Yeah, we've got the van ready, we've packed everything up just about, but we've had to do a few little different things because we're going away for a month. So if you have a look in the boot here, right, what we've got is, you can see we've got our two e-bikes. So the good news is we'll be able to get them both in the van, which is great. So it means we'll be able to be a bit mobile once we get there. And then the other thing is, I've done a run around. I've checked all the fluids and the oils and everything in the van, and I also pumped up the tyres to the 80 psi required. And again, the good news is this little Ryobi compressor inflator did a great job, considering, you know, it's 80 psi and some garages don't go up to that level. So this you know, proved its worth, which is really good. And the other thing that's a little bit different this time, we've had to use the Luton Peak for some additional storage, because obviously the bikes have taken up quite a bit of room in the boot. So we've got our table and chairs and things up there, all secured nicely. So Lynn's been busy.
Well, what I've been up to is the last couple of days I've just been doing lots of dishes, working in the kitchen. I've been doing lamb curries and spaghetti bolognese and sticky date puddings and a few soups and quiches, and basically like we're stocked up. So those days that we're out for you know, and are tired and don't fancy cooking, then we can
just throw them in the oven, right?
Take them out and defrost, and we'll just warm them up and we'll have a nice meal.
So I'm not going to be starving then.
And the only other thing that's not coming this time, the previous vacations we've been to, we have taken the dog, Buddy Boy. But because we're going away for 28 days and we're going to go and visit a lot of things, he'd be left on his own. So I've replaced him with this little fella here.
Yes.
And obviously he'll be on my mind and all the time I'm away from him, because he's my little, he's gorgeous little boy.
It's good because obviously there's no trouble with this one. It'll go in the van when we want it to, right? It won't eat so much. It won't be sick or crap all over everything. So it's good. Everyone wins.
He's going to be in the front of the van, and as I say,
anyway,
I'll be looking after this little fella until I return home. So really, all there is to say is we're looking forward to getting away tomorrow. And hopefully the weather's going to be good, and our first destination is going to be Ballarat.
So we'll see you in Ballarat.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
What's he doing? There's no need to kill your replacement.
Look, can I have it?
So here we are in Ballarat. You can see that, you know, from the buildings and the architecture, that there's been, you know, quite a lot of money around here in its day. Obviously on the back of the gold rush. We're sort of in a bandstand in the middle of what looks like one of the main high streets, and like you can see, there's some impressive buildings, and it's a very wide high street as well. Yeah, I wonder how it matches up to Stockton High Street, which of course is the widest high street or one of the widest high streets in the UK. But yeah, it's definitely a place of contrasts.
Some of the buildings go back to the 1860s.
Yeah, of course, the gold rush. Anyway, we'll have a little walk. That's the one old post office there.
Is it 1901?
1901, a building there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a grey day today, but we are coming into winter.
Office, the National Bank of Australia. Some of them, as I said, the buildings were certainly made to last. I mean, they're still standing.
Yeah, look at that lot up there as well.
But
The Union Bank building.
look at that, it's got like a little...
Oh, and there's Burns. Oh, let's see. It's a Scottish connection. Yeah, well, we'll do a bit more exploring. This is our pitch on the Ballarat Goldfields Big 4 Caravan Park. And luckily, you'll never guess we're by the children's playground again. And it's a full service pitch, so if you walk this way, Linny, it's got full water to the pitch. It's got grey water drain and electrics as well. The signal's really good, the Wi-Fi and the television signal's great. Camp
kitchen, you have fridges, one massive fridge, you've got 2 ovens. This is where we came to do our dishes last night. As I say, it has your television, there's a bit of a book swap going on, and you have your coffee machine.
That's cool.
And in this little enclosure you have your washing machines and your tumble dryers. Okay, around the pitch there's quite a lot of these barbecue areas and picnic tables, which is very handy, you know, if you're camping or you don't have cooking facilities.
This is just coming down to the reception area. Like you say, there's the kiddies
playground which
so you can see Snowy over there. And then this is the reception area. This is the swimming pool area. So it's a bit cool today to be in there. But Lynn and I have been in the spa, which is really nice.
I do want to show Noah the jumping.
What? Oh, the jumping pillar?
Yeah, I definitely want to go on the jumping pillar.
On the jumping pillar.
Just to show Noah, because I think he would love it. He would love it.
You do realise this is for kids. It's not for you.
I'm going to give it a go. I've never been on one, so I'm going to give it a go just for Noah.
You don't break your neck.
Oh my
God.
Right, here we go.
Right, well, Jesus. That kid at the far end.
It's cool.
Skyrocketed into the sky.
It's quite cool.
Like, do a somersault or something.
No, I'm just keeping it simple. Oh.
Right, that's it.
Right, there we go.
You've done it.
It's quite cool.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. The site's location is very close to the Sovereign Hill attraction, so if you're coming to Ballarat to see that, it's a great choice.
Well, we've just come for a bit of a walk from where we're staying, and this is called Lake Esmond, and it looks very popular with dog walkers and joggers, and we're just going to take a nice stroll around, and then back to the van. It's
just from the back of the campsite, and apparently the lady in reception told us there's lots of wildlife.
There's quite a lot of wildlife.
There's a coot. Hello, coot.
I reckon with dog walkers and joggers, as I say, this will be just pop.
Doggers? You just
dog walkers.
I thought you said doggers there.
No. You need to wash your ears out.
Right. Right, we'll have a look at this little platform area and then... Right, let's have a little walk out on here. I wonder if there's any fishing in here. It's just a...
coots and ducks, that's what I can see.
It's just like a...
Coots and ducks.
A suburban lake, I suppose you'd call it. So we're now in the town of Maryborough, another town in the Goldfields area of Victoria. So this is the sort of centre. There's a post office here, which is quite an impressive building. That's the town hall, is it? Yeah, we've seen the post office, but the architecture, some of the features of the buildings. I noticed an impressive looking pub on the corner which we might frequent just to, you know, join with the locals. I think you need to do it. It would be rude not to. So yeah, that definitely looks worth a visit if it's open, and it serves beer of course. And again, you can see lots of leaves on the ground because it's sort of mid-autumn, I would think. But yeah, this is the main high street Maryborough coming into. Again, you can see the Bull and Mouth Hotel, 1904. Yeah, so that's Maryborough. So let's get some. Should we get some refreshments, Lenny?
Yeah, we can pop in
Yeah.
wherever.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
no worries.
I think that's a yes. So the Maryborough caravan park is right next to a lake, and you can just see in the distance over there, that's the caravan park. So we're gonna walk around the edge of the lake and get back to where we're currently pitched. Very nice. Oh Lynn, look, all the ducks are coming towards you. They think you're gonna feed them, look. Come on. You've just bought them. Come on. Honestly. She's caused a feeding frenzy. Oh, all one's gonna come and attack her now. Lynn, you're getting cut off. They're coming around the back. She started to panic there. Right, come on, Linny. I can't believe we just bought that bread at Woolworths.
It was the crust. You're not keen on the crusts at the best of times.
Just as well, isn't it? So yeah, there's the lake with lovely weeping willows, and there's the campsite. Let's see if we can find Snowy. Or even better, let's see if Snowy can find Snowy. That would be something.
That would be a miracle.
Yes, it would be. Oh, I can see her.
Aye?
I can see her. So what do you think, Lynn? It's not a bad little site for one night.
I think having a lake. It's got a bit of wildlife, and as
Yes.
I say, it's twice the size of the one that we've just left in Ballarat. But yeah, there's some cabins and there's quite a lot of caravanners.
So there's the facilities block. Playground, but I don't think Lynn's going to go on that one. That's the reception and the office. And there's Snowy. It's a full service pitch, so we got water to the pitch and electric, and there is grey waste, but we haven't connected that because we're only staying one night, so we'll just let it go in the tank.
We're here at Maryborough railway station. It was erected in 1890, and it's quite a big station for the size of the town. But the station was actually visited by Mark Twain at some point in history, and he was even amazed at how big a station it was. And they've actually named one of the side roads Mark Twain Street.
Yeah, and I think he famously made a comment that it looks like a station with a town attached. Well, it's certainly
incredible.
impressive for the size of town that it covers. But again, this is Goldfields, right? Once again, lots of money in this area when they discovered gold. So we're in Castlemaine now. This is a botanical garden, and actually our campsite is just the side of the lake. So just through those trees there is where we stay and where we pitched up. But yeah, we seem to be pitching up next to lakes all the time. But yeah, it's lovely, and we've just been to they call it the old mill. It's like an artisan centre, and there's sort of bread and wine making and cheese making and chocolate making. And it's our first day here, and we're here for 2 nights. Yeah, so looking forward to exploring.
No, we seem as if we've been coming to parks that have been very close to lakes.
Yeah.
The last one was Lake Victoria. This one's Lake Joanna. There's been some really pretty sites very close to the campsites that we have chosen so far. So hopefully.
Well, speaking of Joanna, I think she would like this park.
Definitely.
Because a lot of these trees look really old.
And the shade that they give, there's all these picnic tables just underneath each one of the bigger trees, and it's just overlooking the lake with the ducks and the wildlife. So you can imagine on a summer's day, it's just stunning.
I see there's a bandstand over there as well.
They seem very popular in all the parks.
Look at the width of that tree.
Yeah. I think that's even bigger than our Dutch elm back home. Not this one, the next one. Look at it.
Yeah.
It is huge. This is my favourite tree so far. It's just autumn in a tree. It's just, the colour is stunning. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and there's another one over there, look.
That's more on the yellow side, but
and there's some ducks, look. You found more ducks.
yes, but unfortunately I don't have any bread today.
Oh, well, you do? Look, there's a whole loaf in your bag.
I've got a baguette, but I'm not...
Well, feed him a baguette. This is our pitch at Castlemaine. It's a big 4 caravan park. It's got full amenities. Electric, piped water and grey waste. And like you can see at the back of it overlooks the botanical gardens, which are really nice. Lynn and I had a little walk around there earlier today. The laundry and site amenities are just across the road. So yeah, happy with this. Right, go on, Lynn.
There you go.
It's a lovely little camp.
Look at this tree.
Yeah.
Yellows, greens, burgundies.
It's the last flush of autumn.
It's gorgeous.
You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run.
Now all of my life I've worked on the sheet. From hot rods to so-called big old benzene. Spent a lifetime loading dips up and busting numbers all over. Just nothing to hear no end scream.
Well, this is Castlemaine sort of town centre. So we just done a little bit of an explore. It's a nice sort of little country town. There's the information centre's the old market, and there was like a little bit of an art exhibition going on in there as well, which I had a look around this morning. But again, an interesting looking building. So this is the School of Mines and Industry building. There's the town hall. And the Imperial Hotel. Seen better days.
Well, at the moment we're in a historical house, which is a place of interest. It's called the Buddha House, and it was lived in by the Levine family.
Since
Obviously
1861 or something.
But the house is like going back in time. You have your sitting room, you have your drawing room, you have your music room, and then you have maids' quarters. And this is a house that was lived in from the early 1900s. And obviously had 10 children, and as I say,
a rich family of the area.
And they've kept it, and it's like now a historical house. And this is the front of the house that we're approaching now. And the reason the house is called Buddha is because he was
born in Budapest.
Born in Hungary, and obviously he still had a fondness for Budapest, and that's the reason for the name of the house.
There's an interesting little sundial.
But I mean, as I said, it's well, we've just parked up outside of the old Castlemaine jail. It's very elevated here, so some of the views overlooking
that's what I was going to say.
Castlemaine are stunning. You know, where we were yesterday walking around town.
All right, so
it's at a very high point.
and this is the front of the old jail.
Where they used to put all the convicts.
So I'm going to have a word with the warder, see if I can sort of maybe leave Lynn for a while, but we'll have to see what happens. We never know. What do you reckon, Lynn?
I'm too nice to be behind bars, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's probably true. The dungeon. This is where they sent the really bad boys. With no light or anything down here.
The size of the... gruesome, these pictures.
Might have to be X-rated, this video.
It's supposed to be.
All the nudie women on it and horror pictures.
It's gruesome.
Just look, they've got nice little chairs for you to sit down and contemplate the art.
Well, we've just arrived in Bendigo, which is another Goldfield town, and we're just going to take a look around.
Yep, so come on, let's have a look. There's a pretty impressive fountain here. It's in front of us. That's good. Looks like it was erected in 1881. So here's another statue of Queen Victoria. Very apt because we are in the state of Victoria, but there was also a statue in Ballarat as well. So yeah, and as you can see behind the main street there's a park that you can walk through, and this looks like the Anzac sort of memorial building and museum by the look of it, and then the town hall behind it. So the Soldiers Memorial Institute. There's an American flag there as well. Well, I think it's about time we found ourselves a coffee, Lynn, somewhere.
Oh, not quite. I'm not ready just yet.
Aren't you ready just yet? Oh, well, okay. There's a tribute to Australian soldiers from the South African War, 1899 to 1902. So the visitor centre seal in, we'll have a little look in there. Oh, look at this.
Hotel Shamrock.
Okay, so this is Rosalind Park in Bendigo. We've decided we're going to go to the museum and have a look at that. But yeah, very nice park right in the centre of town. You've got your little goodie bag, have you?
Well, I have my leaflets from the information centre, but they always mention so many places.
Tomorrow we're going to get the tram. It's like a tram that, you know, gives you information and takes you through the different sort of highlights of the city. So
It tells you all about the history of Bendigo.
So we're going to go do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'll just have a little swing round, see what the park looks like from here. Last from Yorick, I knew him well. Right, we were just walking through the park and we just realised this tree here is full of bats. I don't know whether you can see them. I don't know how you zoom on this camera, but can you see them all hung upside down? So Lynn's getting out the way as quick as she can. Yeah, if they all start flying towards you, Linny. Yeah. I know they're massive, yeah. I know.
No, on the other trees.
Right, let me have a look.
Can you see? All the way through?
Yeah, there's loads of them.
Oh.
Well, today we're at the Central Deborah Gold Mine. This was one, I think it was the second last to close in the region. So now it's like a museum. And Lynn and I are actually going to go underground.
Yeah, we're
later
just doing
on.
the surface tour at the minute, just walking around, like looking at the poppet and the cages that the miners would go in after changing and going down into the shaft. But
then we're going to go underneath the ground. So anyway, we'll have a quick walk around. You can see there's the, what Lynn said, like the poppet up there. That's one of the things. And I think
back in the 1850s, a lot of the diggers would have to get licenses, and they had like a small area of about 8 by 8. But then, as time went on, it went up to 12 by 12.
Is this a Lynn fun mine, in fact?
This is just
but anyway,
trying
that's
to start doing your panning of gold.
That's what she's saying. That was a typical claim between the 4 pegs, so you didn't get a lot. Come on, Lynn. Do some panning.
From the bottom of the trough, about 3/4 of a pan full. Gold is heavy, so dig as deep as you can. Swish the pan around in the water to wash the top layer of sand and stones off. This works all of the gold to the bottom of the pan. Tilt the pan slightly away from you and swirl the pan around in the water so that the waste rock and sand is washed
put it on
out
the
of the
floor.
gold pan bit by bit. When you only have a tablespoon of sand left in the pan, it is time to find Put a small amount of water in the pan, tilt it towards and swirl it around so that the water makes waves around the pan.
Come on, Lenny, you've got to make
As the
waves.
sand washes away from the top of the pan, the gold will be left behind. To pick up the gold, use a dry finger to which the gold should stick. Gold panning takes a lot of patience, but don't worry, there are other treasures in that trough. Keep your eyes open. There are small gems in the troughs. These have little holes in them that can be made into jewellery. Happy gold panning at the Central Deborah Gold Mine.
Have you found anything?
Okay, folks, if you want a couple of facts, the first gold was discovered back in 1851 in Bendigo. That was the first lot, and then Bendigo had over 5,500 registered gold mines, and that produced roughly 700,000 kilograms of gold, which in today's value would be worth 64 billion
Very
Aussie dollars. Aussie dollars value.
good. Hey, Len.
Alright, so we're talking about rock support. Have a look above you and around you. Timbering. This is pretty typical of what the miners used to put up in the old days, a bit of extra safety. And most people look at it and they think it's holding the rock up. It's not holding anything up. It's there as an early warning system. If the rock starts to move and puts pressure on all this timber, all of it's going to start to creak and to groan as it stresses, start to make a lot of noise. If we heard that as miners in the old days, we run for our lives to the exit as quick as we can. Means run up the rock wall to the left, facing the wall to the right. So we're going to be looking over this way. We're going to be moving up a little bit. And stand in front here, so there's some big gears, a little bit of a smaller area. We're going to be looking over this side, folks. Alright, blast patterns, explosives. Couldn't just drill the holes anywhere, have to drill the holes in a special pattern known as a blast pattern. 3 patterns on the wall in front of you here. Each one is different. I'm not going to talk to you about this one here because it was never used in this mine. These 2 were used in this mine. In the old days, they used the one in the corner over there, or a version of it. It's called the Bendigo drag. Early days, to drill the holes into the rock, they did it by hand, using the hammer and tap method. You'll see a sledgehammer and a chisel just over there. There you go. Some of you have spotted it. Think about much bigger sledgehammer. Think about up to a metre long chisel. One man holds a chisel on the rock face with 2 hands, turns at a quarter of a turn. The other guy hits it as hard as he can with a 12-pound sledgehammer, using in between every quarter turn. Using that method, you can drill a hole 2 metre deep in 4 hours with 2 men. Hard work, slow work, that's what they started with in the 1850s and early 1860s. 1865, they start to mechanise with drills like the green one in the corner over here. Technical name for this one is a stroker or a reciprocator. These started being used in Victoria in 1865 in
1848, when the Ravenswood sheep run covered most of the land we're travelling on today. Coming up on our left is the Sacred Heart Cathedral. It is the 3rd largest cathedral in Australia. As we pass by, note the statue at the front of the cathedral. It is of Mary MacKillop, Australia's first Catholic saint, and was erected in 2014. English here, so they named the area we're entering Charing Cross and the street ahead Pall Mall. The cenotaph coming up on our left was dedicated in the early 1950s and, apart from its smaller size, is identical to its counterpart in London's Whitehall district. Next to the cenotaph is the Alexandra Fountain, which marks the heart of Bendigo. It was unveiled in 1881 and named after the then Princess of Wales, Alexandra.
So this is Lake what?
Waroona in Bendigo.
Yeah, so
we're going to take a little walk round, and then hopefully we've been told there's a great fish and chip shop at the end, so we'll deserve it after the walk around the lake.
Yeah, it's we just got off the tram. We got the tram from the town, from the mine, and it's a little walk around the lake, and then get some fish and chips and off back to the van.
From the attire that I'm wearing, it's been dry day, but it's on the cold side. It's around 12 degrees.
Well, this is our pitch on the Bendigo Tasman holiday camp. So it's again a fully serviced pitch, and the connections are really good because they're right near to where we parked. So yeah, full service, including grey water as well. And as well as getting a little slab, you also get like a little lawn each, which is interesting. So yeah, and it's pretty well positioned. We got over there's the amenities block, so that's all the toilets and showers, which are really good. And then over here there's a fire pit, there's the camp kitchen, there's even a little mini gym, and a room that they call the hub, which has got table tennis, pool and things in it as well. So it's a good spot. It's a little bit out of town, so to get into Bendigo we've been basically getting the bus, which is, there's a stop just outside the camp. So yeah, all in all it's a good site, good TV signal and good internet. Well folks, that concludes the first leg of our Adelaide tour. I've personally really enjoyed it. You know, I found it fascinating, the effects of the gold rush on the area, and the fact there's still a lot of British references everywhere, so that was good. And obviously we had some great days out. So what was your highlights, Lenny?
I'd say highlights in a nutshell would be the stunning buildings in the region. Going down the mine was ever so interesting, and walking round the mill, which had been a woolen mill, but it had been divvied into lots of different businesses.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? And that quirky art gallery in the prison, that was quite interesting as well. And it was good to get you down the pit. So that was good to see how.
I've never seen anything like it, but it was it was unusual.
All right. Well, see you folks, and see you on the next leg.
Bye for now.
Bye.